Associates was founded in 2018, and it's a seed stage venture capital fund that encourages entrepreneurs to build platforms to have extraordinary growth. And with me is the CEO and founder, Alex Raffin, to talk about Gains Associates and what exactly you're looking to do. And it looks like, Alex, you are invested in a lot of kind of metaverse, Web3, blockchain type companies. Describe what your mission is with Gains Associates.
Right. Well, thank you, Jane, for having me. It's an honor. Well, we allow anyone to build their own wealth. So we give access to exclusive deals, early stage deals in crypto to anyone. And so we break down the barriers of entry, which is very powerful. You know, in the traditional world of investing, you have this concept of accredited investor, which kind of prevents some of the normal people who might not have, more than $1 million in assets to enter some special deals. And so it's kind of the rich gets richer. And here it's a very different model, very interesting, moves very fast, lots of opportunities, and also I have to say, lots of risk because nothing comes for free.
Well, that's very true. And we've seen a very volatile year for this industry, but there are a lot of people still believe in the long-term potential of blockchain and all of its applications. And I assume you are one of those people. I mean, what kind of companies are you seeing enter the marketplace right now? And what do you like about those?
Well, crypto moves in waves. When there's something successful, everyone copies it. So we had the metaverse wave, we had the gaming wave. In the past, we had the protocol wave. No, we had the NFT wave, obviously. Nowadays, it's a bit of the kind of silent wave, to be honest. There are projects building, but much less. So we do focus more on infrastructure projects at the moment because they feel like the more serious, more fundamental projects that have a better chance of doing well in the future.
So that would be companies, say, that are using the blockchain that people can build upon.
Exactly, right.
Something. Okay. Yeah.
And in opposition to that, you would have what you call the DApps, right? Decentralized applications that are built on top of the blockchains.
Yeah. Now, what have been some of your previous investments?
So we have done literally hundreds of investments. We have been extremely active. Some of the best ones are Avalanche, which was in the top 10 of all the crypto projects at some point. Quant Network, Hashgraph was a very big one as well. And last year, we invested in the metaverse that did extremely well, named the Blocktopia. It actually reached 1,000x at the peak. For a short time, and for some reason, people are actually unhappy because it's probably trading at something like 50x at the moment. And when you consider it from the all-time high, it's much lower, but it's still an amazing return. Yeah. So there has been crazy projects. And actually something special about us is that we have a fully transparent track record. And so we publish a spreadsheet with all the names of all the projects we have invested in, all the prices we got them into at, and then people can just do their due diligence and see if they think it's interesting.
That's interesting. So, so you invest in up and coming companies, but then people can also invest in Gains Associates. Is that correct?
Right. So we have a token. And the token is an entry ticket to access deal flow, but it's not a ticket that you spend. You can buy the Gains token, stake it, and then you get access to a special private part of our platform. And then you can access in other tokens, again, at early stages, so you get them for cheaper. And of course, there's a bit more risk, right? Because the product is less developed, you have less information. And you also lock your capital for longer because it might be 6 months, a year, 2 years between your investment and when you get liquidity, which in the traditional world is actually a very short time. But in crypto, it can be seen as quite long for some people.
No, it's a very fast moving industry. I feel like there's already been a couple of waves this year, in the last year, metaverse and NFTs and all of that. So you mentioned the token. So then you have a community. Tell me about the community a little bit.
Yes, so it's a community of investors. It's a new model of funding. You can see it as crowdfunding for early stage projects. And we call ourselves a decentralized VC. And it's very powerful, actually. The event that gave me really lots of confidence about what we do was what happened with GME, GameStop. And that was pretty much, a bunch of everyday people teaming up against the big institutional guys and proving that they were wrong, proving the big guys they were wrong. And so it's not really about proving anyone wrong here or, fighting against big VCs, but it's about showing that there is strength in numbers and, getting 100, 150, 200 people on your cap table that will help you bootstrap your community is actually something very valuable. And that's what we bring to the table.
Yeah, no, and that's really, I think, what this kind of new age of investing is allowing people to do, it's much more democratic. It feels like allowing more people to get involved. So just finally, Alex, tell me, what are your just overall thoughts of the metaverse and blockchain and NFTs? Where do you see this going? Is it going to be a difficult couple of years? Is it going to happen faster, slower than you expect? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of things. First of all, about Bitcoin, I do believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course. I'm not a trader, so I have no insights on, what's going to happen in the next month or 3 months. I'm an investor, so I do believe in the technology. I take a look at, more macro things. And it's just extremely powerful. It's something unique in history, what we have, being able to transfer value without the approval of anyone. So that will be big, that's for sure. Regarding metaverse, NFTs, I do also believe they will be big. I have tried, for example, a few metaverses at conferences as early as last week in Paris. And, you put on the VR goggles and you can feel the potential if you go to the right one. I think it's still a bit early. Like, for example, you get a bit nauseous, after 5 minutes, which is quite a short time. So I think there needs to be some improvements in the tech, and maybe it's also some getting used to from the people. But it is very powerful, right? For example, you could visit an online museum that is only in China, but if you can't afford the plane tickets, then you could see it in the metaverse if you're like an art aficionado or whatever. So there's lots and lots of applications for the metaverse. Another one is, simply if you want to buy a dress and you're not sure how you would look on it, you could have your avatar and boom, you see yourself in 3D and how the dress would look. So I think the metaverse will be big, that's for sure. I think it might take some time. NFTs, same thing. The technology is, people are doing lots of experimentations. For example, there is a new thing called soul-bound tokens. And they are actually NFTs that you cannot trade. They are bound to your address forever. And that could be a very interesting use case for personal things like a driving license that could be on-chain. So there are tons of applications for the blockchain. And I do believe it will be big and it will kind of invade lots of sectors in the tech and in all our lives.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think virtual reality and metaverse has a lot of applications for education as well. I think there's really a lot of potential for this, but you're right. It still feels very, very early. But Alex, thank you so much. So interesting to talk with you today about Gaines Associates.
Thank you, Jane. My pleasure. Feel free to check our website and join the community. You'll find a nice people that are willing to answer any questions you have.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you. Bye-bye.